So you have to thank an uncle you don't like very much, or you're calling off the wedding but you're staying in touch, or your sister's dating someone who's suspiciously gay, or you killed your neighbor's cat and you don't know what to say. Just send your situation in a letter to me, because you've got a greeting card emergency. Hello and welcome to Greeting Card Emergency. I'm your host, David Ellis Dickerson, author of the memoir House of Cards, which comes out in paperback November 2nd. Today I've got cards for Coming Out Day, and in light of the many gay suicides of teenagers that have come out in the last couple of weeks, I thought I would take a cue from Dan Savage's It Gets Better project and write cards that are specifically designed to kind of speak to teenagers who are having trouble coming out or who need a little bit of encouragement. So these actually work for anybody, but they're specifically nice for teenagers, I think. The first card is a religious-themed joke because it seems very, very clear that religious gay teenagers are the ones who are most likely to kill themselves. And there ought to be a card for a kind of defiant card for the religious teen who needs to come out and make a statement about it. What you have here is hell, drawn as best I can, and you have a rather queenie man saying, "This can't hurt me, I was always flaming." The inside it says, "Welcome to hell, we have way better parties." And congrats on coming out. I want to apologize, by the way, for the illustration. I am a straight, colorblind man with almost no sense of style, and so when I was drawing a man who was in drag, I went for the earliest drag image we all have, which is Bugs Bunny, and that is why he's got a Carmen Miranda hat, and I don't think that's still current. The second card I also need to apologize for the art for, because it really ideally ought to be a whole series of photographs, and it would have taken forever for me to get them together, but here's the idea at least. And if you've got the time, you do it. So the outside of the card says, here's who they've got. And it's got Jerry Falwell, James Dobson, Ralph Reed, Pat Robertson. I wanted to have someone like Michelle Bachmann or something, but I thought, no, it has to be all old, angry-looking white guys. And on the inside of the card, it says, here's who you've got. And I've got this long list of names or whatever, and I'm just going to read them out to you. They should be pictures ideally, but here are the names. John Waters, Ellen DeGeneres, Neil Patrick Harris, Wanda Sykes, Angelina Jolie, Langston Hughes, David Sedaris, Portia de Rossi, Renee Richards, Marlene Dietrich, George Takei, James Baldwin, Chaz Bono, Josephine Baker, Tim Gunn, Melissa Etheridge, Indigo Girls, Frida Kahlo, RuPaul, Dan Savage, Indigo Girls, and Melissa Etheridge. I'm dating myself. Billy Tipton, Tracy Chapman, Lance Bass, and Walt Whitman. And on the inside, it says at the very bottom, welcome to the family. Because it seems like if you need the courage to come out, it's nice to get a card from one person that says you're not alone. But it's quite another card. I think it might be extra helpful to have one that says you're part of a long tradition. You're not even alone in history. Everywhere you look, you're going to find someone who represents you. Now, I was a religious kid in high school. I know a lot of kids must be, and so my heart goes out to the religious gay youth who have a double stress to deal with. And so I thought a religious card probably would help some of the people who aren't willing to throw away their religion yet entirely, lest I be accused of being anti-religious. And so I've got this card, theologically dodgy but comforting, okay? So we have, on the outside it says, God likes you better than the people who oppress you. And on the inside it says, I've got proof. And I'm just going to freeze this right here. It's a whole bunch of verses you can look up for yourself. Okay, you're done now. The one kind of problem I have with this is that, of course, these are all Bible verses about God caring for the oppressed, which is fine and useful, except that, of course, the people who oppress gays use the exact same Bible. So there's a disconnect there. I'm not trying to solve it. I just think it might help a religiously minded person. And last one, my favorite card of the lot. It's very, very simple. It has a drawing of two snails. One is, of course, completely in its shell. And the other one says, if you don't come out, I can't you. On the inside it says, bravery is attractive. Because I think a lot of gay youth who are nervous about the social cost of coming out forget about the social advantage, which is you get laid. Let's hope responsibly. Anyway, those are the cards. I hope you enjoyed them. Please feel free to look back at my last year's Coming Out Day cards. I'm very proud of them. I think they're episode 6 or 8. And in the meantime, I hope this has made your day slightly more pleasant.